Hey guys, welcome to ScareTheater and welcome to another Creepypasta Thoughts. Now, today I'm going to be talking about Suicide Mouse, which was requested by Watch Waddle.
Greetings, ScareTheater. Waddle the Duck here with an unlisted video request for you to give your thoughts on Suicide Mouse. However, between you and me, it's real. I've seen it. In the meantime, here's a heads up. Oh, wait a second, that was abandoned by Disney. Well, that one was good too.
Now, this creepypasta, I'll admit, when I read this again, I actually kind of felt a little bit upset and, sad. Disappointed, I guess, because I just felt so nostalgic about this because, a lot of these bigger, more famous creepypastas were the very first ones that I read, years ago when I first got into creepypastas. This was one of the first ones that I read. And I remember at the time, I think this might have even been this is, I think, the second Lost Episode pasta I ever read. And at the time, it was pretty creepy to me. I was actually afraid of this creepypasta, and I was actually almost a little, scared to watch the video based off of this. And now, looking at it, it's it's nothing. I don't know, it's kind of upset how, I've read so many creepypastas, and so many of them are so cliche and bad, and especially with how many Lost Episode pastas there are, that now Suicide Mouse is nothing. And when I read it again, it was so boring. And I was dang, I almost wish I could go back, to when I first started creepypastas, because I can almost, feel that feeling again of how, I don't know, how great that was. It's hard for me to really describe. But anyways, what I thought of the story was that I really want to say it's good. I want to say Suicide Mouse is good, but sadly I cannot say that because it wasn't. One thing I want to say, to maybe give it a little bit more credit, was that I think Suicide Mouse was the first Lost Episode pasta ever made. I'm not sure, but I think it was, and if it wasn't, it was one of the first. Because on the website at the very top, it says that suicidemouse.avi is, known as the forefather of the Lost Episode genre. So I think it was the first Lost Episode. I'm not completely sure though. But like I said, even if it was the first one or not, maybe I think it's only bad because there are so many other Lost Episode pastas that are terrible, and this one is just nothing. It kind of almost blends in with the others, and just seems cliche in comparison. But I feel like if there was only one Lost Episode pasta, and this was it, then I think I would like it, and it'd be creepy. I'm not sure. I mean, especially in comparison to other Lost Episode pastas that are actually good, like Candle Cove, 1999, those. It's hard to look at Suicide Mouse and say that's good in comparison to the other ones. I don't really know. I mean, especially I thought, well, if you don't know what Suicide Mouse is about, pretty much it's about some dude who, okay, pretty much it's about a lost episode of Mickey Mouse, which is pretty much just a loop of Mickey walking along these buildings that was originally only 3 minutes long, but then eventually this one guy who worked there discovered the video was longer, and he watched part of the video, and at one part of the video, Mickey was they were screaming in the background, and then the Mickey Mouse, his face became all distorted, so then he got a worker to go in there and watch the rest of the video for him, and after the worker watched the rest of the video, he came out, and he killed himself. It's pretty much how the story went. So, yeah, I just overall think that it was just boring. I expected more, because since I read this one years ago, and I haven't read it since, I kind of forgot what happened, and it just seemed so uneventful reading it again, and boring, and I expected a lot more out of it, and I didn't get as much as I wanted to. Although one good thing about it that I will say is that this one, a lot of creepypastas have this, but so did this one. There's actually a video, Suicide Mouse.avi video, that fan-made, based off the creepypasta that you can watch on YouTube or whatever. So I guess that's one good thing about it, that it inspired a video to be made about it. But other than that, I guess really, especially by today's standards, with all the other Lost Episode pastas, this one has become cliche, and I almost feel upset about that. So overall, what I pretty much think about Suicide Mouse, I would probably give it a 5 out of 10, because it was just boring. Another thing I don't like about it was that it wasn't scary, and a lot of creepypastas really aren't that creepy, but they're still good. I feel like this one just didn't have any sense of scariness to it. It was just I read it and I was like, that's it, and I don't know. Overall, I remembered it as being a lot better than it was when I read it now. So overall, I'd rate the story a 5 out of 6. Wait, what the hell? 5 out of 6. 5 out of 10, my bad. And that is it, guys. What did you think of Suicide Mouse? And I will see you on the flip side.